Good evening, dear fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. If you are ready to devote your time and effort to become a good speaker, then you are at the right place. I remember that 3 years ago when I was a freshman, I joined NTU Toastmasters and delivered my C1 speech. At the time when I finished my C1 speech, I felt quite relieved and satisfied. But 3 years later, when I opened the YouTube channel and looked at my performance, I was amazed. It was not because I was full of joy and satisfactory. It was because I looked like an idiot on stage. But 3 years later, I never looked like an idiot on stage. Now I feel that I'm more confident on the stage, and this is how NTU Toastmasters have changed me. And I believe that all of you will leave a good memory in NTU Toastmasters and change yourself. So, in these SGDs, I will divide it into 3 parts, and each part is for about my 10 minutes lecture, and after that you have 20 minutes to apply what I have taught you in the previous session. And at the end of the SGD, you have to write down a 2-minute script. It's your self-introduction, and then perform it on stage. Okay? A 2-minute script is very easy, right? 2-minute script?
Yes.
And performing on stage?
Yes.
Okay. So, this is my schedule for today's SGD. The first one is to make your speech powerful. In this part, I will teach you 2 SOPs that can help you make your speech powerful with organized structure. The second one is to make your speech colorful. By following these SOPs, you will have a basic script. But this is not good enough. You need to add more spices into your script so that to make your speech colorful. Finally, you have to make your speech wonderful. How? Because writing a script is just the first step of delivering a speech. You have to stand on stage and perform. The performance determines what your speech will be like. Okay? So first, make your speech powerful. Second, make your speech colorful. And make your speech wonderful. First part, make your speech powerful. In the beginning, I want to mention something that is called a schedule. You have to keep on track of your preparation. Since most of us are university students, we know we tend to procrastinate everything before the deadline. But in fact, even experienced speakers need time to practice. So be focused on your time, because if you prepare too late, then you will not have a good performance on stage. So here it is a 9, and you can see the green arrow, right? Green arrow. And it indicates the time when you deliver a speech for about 5 to 7 minutes. And I promise you, these 5 to 7 minutes, or 4 to 6 minutes in your C1 speech will be the fastest time in your speech, in your life. But before, you have something to prepare, and after that, you will have something to do. The first thing, you have to write your script. Of course, it is something that you must do, but I strongly recommend you that you have to write every word down. Maybe some of you might think that you can just write a simple draft with a few keywords on it. But I promise you, accident happens all the time. So if you just have a few words on your script, then you will not be able to piece them up together when you are on the stage. Okay? Write your every words on your script. Second, proof your script. Proof in Chinese is 校稿. You need to find a third person to proof your script. Why? Why third person? If you just simply look at your script by yourself, then you will be familiar with your script. Then you will be blind to the grammatical mistakes or the structural mistake. And in NTU Toastmasters, we are very lucky to have these mentors who are very willing to help you to see your grammar mistakes and to make your speech well organized. So remember to proof your script and to correct all the errors in your script. The third thing you have to do is to memorize your script. At the time when you started to memorize your script, if you already have a well-structured, well-organized script, then when you start to memorize it, then you may have already memorized it for about 50%. But memorizing is not that easy. After that, you have to rehearse and fine-tune your speech. When you rehearse, you will find out that sometimes you will make errors, you will forget the lines. It's very common, so this is the time when you have to memorize it in the rehearsal. But there is something more important to tell you. If you always make the same mistakes at the same place, it means that maybe the sentence is not logical for your brain to think of. So you still have to change the script a little bit, even if you have already started memorizing. Is that clear? Okay. Then here comes to the time before you deliver your speech. So before you deliver your speech, you have to do, it's very simple. Just take a deep breath. And calm down and slow your pace down. If you forget your lines on your stage, it's okay, just take a deep breath again. And then everything will be fine. But if you still cannot remember it, just take your script on it and read it aloud. Do not end in the middle of your speech. At least you have finished it, right? So after you deliver your speech, this is not over. There is something called debriefing. Debriefing. Debriefing is in Chinese is called 做一个完整的最后的事后的检讨 debriefing. Yeah. In NTU Toastmasters, we have individual evaluators who will give you comments and suggestions. So be ready to have any comments from the audience and the speaker and the individual evaluators. And someone will care too much about these comments, but I have to say these comments are all the nutrients for you to have a better performance next time. So be positive to these comments and think about a better future. So the thing, the SOP for the first step is you have to write your script, improve your script, memorize your script, and rehearse. Finally, you debrief. Okay? Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes. Then I will teach you another SOP. And it is powerful, I have to say. If you have 1 minute practice and you can become a writer. I believe most of you have heard of it, the opening, body, and conclusion, right? But it is very, very powerful. First, opening. What do we have to do in opening? In a C1 speech, it's a self-introduction, it's the icebreaker. So when you take the microphone from TME, then the first thing you have to do is to tell the audience that what you are going to do tonight. For example, good evening everyone, my name is Howard Huai and I'm a student in medical school and I'm now in 4th grade. Today I would like to share my travel experience with all of you and hope everyone will like it. That's so simple and opening. Then, here comes the body part. The body part usually contains about 3 to 4 paragraphs. So you have to provide as many contents as you can. But how can you do that? There is a process called brainstorming, and later on I will teach you how to use it. Finally, the conclusion. After for about 6 minutes speech, all the audience will be distracted and they will not be able to focus on you. So you need to have a good conclusion so that all the audience will know what you are going to say and your core value. So your conclusion is important. You have to make all the audience remember what you have delivered in your opening and body. So all in all, opening, body, and conclusion. If it is a 7-minute speech, I would just divide it into 1 minute opening, 5 minute body, and then 1 minute conclusion. Now, there is a method called brainstorming. I will use this as an example. If you want to draw a pretty girl, what will you do? You will start drawing? No. You draw everything, like the circle, the bent line, the rectangle, the arrow, and the diamonds. Do not rule out any thought in the beginning. After that, you have to find a coherence between these things. And you have to rule out the things that is not related to the topic that you want to deliver. For example, I don't like this orange diamond. I don't like this blue arrow, so I will cancel it out. Finally, you piece it together. See, it's a person. Yeah, it's a person. But it's not beautiful, it's not beautiful, it's not even a girl. But at least you have the bone structure of the person. So, is that understandable?
Yes.
Okay? So, this is my end for my first part of my SGD. Then you should have to start to write your script for about 2 minutes. You have 20 minutes to finish your script. And for next part, you will start 20 minutes later. Okay, let's start. And the topic is self